Welcome to Healing Lives with Positivity 24/7, 365. 365, 24/7, y'all. This is a platform where we obsessively, compulsively, deliberately just focus on our inner child. We focus on good things, remembering why we came, peace, love, light, and enlightenment, right? So, life path number 9, finally, it is your time. I've had 2 slight interruptions. I absolutely did flip a card, okay? So I tried to start this video 3 times. I always feel like that's interesting. So I always like to get grounded enough where I can kind of maneuver in the energy and just assure that I'm allowing things to flow. So let there be no interruptions. Whatever's going to come out in this reading, you absolutely need it. I resonate with number 9. I'm a life path number 9, right? So if you don't know your life path number, you take all the numbers in your birthday, the month, the day, the year, and you just add it up until you get to a single digit. If for whatever reason you end up with a number, for example, the number 18, you want to continue to count until you get to a single digit. So 1 plus 8 would be, in this case, 9, right? So life path number 9. The card that came out, the Namaste Stress Less card, said, imagine that you are an astronaut floating in space. Let yourself be taken away by the view of the earth from so high above. Imagine the curvature of the earth as it rotates in space. Now look for where your home would be from above the atmosphere. Notice how tiny it is. Notice how tiny the earth is compared to the galaxy and the cosmos. When you look at your situation from this perspective, you may begin to understand how tiny your problems are compared to everything else. This will help you to overcome your problems and be less stressed. I feel like this is divine intervention. I feel like this card is something that quite literally the universe was like, okay, life path number 9s, you need to remember this. Because life path number 9s, before I even get into the details of it, we've always had to take the high road. The high road is seeing things from a higher perspective, quite literally. No matter what the circumstance, no matter what the situation, if there's a situation that calls for somebody to take the high road, an ascended life path number 9 is definitely the person to take the highest of roads, because you see the benefit in balancing out the energy without needing to be right. That takes a lot of discipline. You may have needed to learn that over time. So it says a life path number 9 signifies a humanitarian, compassionate, and spiritual individual with a broad world view and a strong desire to service humanity. These old souls are creative, empathetic, and often draw people to them with their wisdom, but can also struggle with self-sacrifice and emotional depletion and a tendency towards idealism and melancholy. So that's like being bored with the truth, That's like hitting a plateau of melancholy. Melancholy is just like, meh. It's kind of like an energy of, you see so much, nothing really surprises you. You tap into so many different forms of wisdom that, you got to break up the monotony when it comes in life, right? Sometimes knowing and seeing everything is not all that it's cracked up to be. Sometimes there's some things that, it's nice to have the element of surprise. But I feel like that in itself is just the life of an empath, Life path number 9, it says humanitarianism. Number 9s are driven by a deep sense of compassion and a desire to contribute to the greater good of society. Wisdom and empathy. As old souls, they possess an inherent wisdom and profound understanding of life, feeling the weight of experience to help others. So very empathetic, knowing how to go in and navigate through frequencies and energies. When you're in the room with people who are feeling a certain way, you can tap in and feel what they're feeling. Your wisdom, your empathy is how you navigate these relationships. It says creativity. They often have a vibrant imagination and are drawn to artistic or creative fields such as art, writing, or photography. Broad-mindedness with a global perspective. They are less judgmental. Tell it to spiritual court, huh? Less judgmental and see the interconnectedness of all people. Service oriented. They find satisfaction in helping others and are often drawn to careers where they can serve, such as social workers, teachers, or therapists. Their challenges, though, number 9, being emotionally drained. Their deep empathy can lead to emotional exhaustion, so setting healthy boundaries is vital to avoid burnout. Idealism versus reality. They can become disappointed when their efforts to improve the world are met with unrealistic expectations or criticism. Woo! Self-doubt. Giving too much to others can lead to self-doubt and a tendency towards depression, highlighting the need for self-care. Letting go. A key life lesson for number 9s is learning to release what no longer serves them, distinguishing between when to hold on and when to let go. And then there's the compatibility. People with life path number 9s generally get along well with life path number 3s, number 6, and number 9s. Challenging numbers such as 1, 4, and 8 may clash with number 9's humanitarian focus due to their own differing priorities. Okay, so number 9, that's a lot. That's a mouthful. Number 9. Number 9. I feel very transparent right now. Number 9, because I am a life path number 9. Let's talk about the shadow aspects. Feeling defeated, feeling depleted when you've given your all, when you see the best in people, when you see something from a higher perspective. Seeing something from a higher perspective means that you see the solution and you recognize what appears to be the problem, but you focus more on the solution. That's a number 9's attitude. But sometimes you got people that are dedicated to being focused on the problem, or being committed to the problem, right? Or being the problem. And so that could call for, disassociating, which I think is hard for life path number 9s. I feel like maybe, depending on where you are in your evolution, you may have learned how to disconnect. That's not always easy, especially because, you have this good intention to see everybody be okay. And then you have people who are selfish, and it's like you see it from a higher perspective. You're like, well, there's enough for everybody to go around. Why is everybody fighting? You're kind of like this god or goddess of peace. Reminds me of Obatala, the ruler of all heads, one of the Orisha, the father of time, patient, pure. It reminds me of having to always bring balance, but when you're not able to, disconnecting from that. What is it that the universe wants life path number 9? I just heard start the project. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse could be needing to pay attention to where you spent your time, or needing not to pay attention to it anymore. Seeing something from a different perspective. The Hangman is higher perspective. You're the astronaut. You got to see it from a higher perspective, number 9s. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, this is kind of like letting bygones be bygones. You've invested in a lot of people, good intentions, kind of like balancing out what you had to give away in order to see something from a different perspective. The universe is guiding you to see it from the higher perspective, because somebody's being called to see it from the higher perspective, and the somebody is you. Number 9 is, the final number before you get to double digits and before the numbers repeat, right? After 9 is 10, but 10 is really 1 because 0 is not a number, right? I mean, technically, it's just a loop. It just loops back around. The 0 reminds us to go back around. So number 9, talk about old soul. I can resonate, y'all. Sometimes number 9s, woo, my God. Definitely melancholy. Gotta fix that. Sometimes I look at things and I'm just like, I see all the sides of it, but I don't really say anything all the time because I had to come to an understanding that everybody doesn't want your advice. Everybody doesn't want you to change the narrative of their story. Some people just want to be heard. So I had to learn that early on in my number 9ness, to just listen and not be the problem solver, because immediately my mind starts to solve the problem. And oftentimes I realize that people that are committed to the problem, meaning they really don't want your help, they just want you to kind of be this dumping ground, for whatever they're talking about. And every time I'm listening to people, I always say, okay, well, what's the solution? Like, I'll hear the problem. I'm like, okay, well, he left me and he did this or whatever they're telling me. I'm like, okay, that's the problem. We know the problem, but what's the solution? Because you can't keep walking around talking about this story. This is what I'm thinking in the back of my mind. Number 9, you resonate, right? So something about letting go of what you've invested in people. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. This could be friends, family, people that you invested in. I feel like it's not really a waste of time with the Hangman, because the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse is like seeing it as a waste of time or making you more mindful of where your energy goes so that you're not emotionally depleted, right? 7 of Pentacles also represents being a giver, right? So putting yourself in position to receive. Yeah, number 9s, woo. Hermit energy, that's our favorite place to be. Listen, number 9s, we like to go within. We process. You're a thinker. You see things. You feel things. You see it from a higher perspective, a lower perspective, a middle perspective. The 2 of Cups, balance. Okay. What else do we need to see for number 9s? Okay. You got the 7 of Wands in the reverse. So something about a history of you not standing your ground. Okay, maybe allowing people to do too much. Yeah, 7 of Wands in the reverse is like letting down your guard. Okay, balancing that out. Okay, but the 7 of Wands in the reverse, you could be thinking about you're going through a transformation. The Hangman and the Hermit, it's like seeing something from a different perspective, but going within and thinking about how you allowed something. Because with the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, these are your own investments. Time, energy, attention, money, how you flow, how you don't flow. And 7 of Wands, there's like boundaries being crossed here. This also could have been like a family dynamic with the Knight of Pentacles. Sometimes we let certain people get away with certain things. But now it's like, nah, the rules apply. You will respect my authority. Yeah, look, 10 of Swords. A lot of betrayal. A lot of people that you invested in, you tried to help. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 7 of Wands in the reverse. I feel like some of these people are disconnected because you have set a boundary. With the Hangman and the Hermit, that's you protecting your space, protecting your mind, protecting your energy. It's like a recharge, right? With the 10 of Swords, it's like after all of that, you put a sword in my bag type of energy. Yeah, look, I can't make this up. And look at how they're ending up. This is so crazy. Justice in the reverse. So here's the thing. A lot of people don't believe in karma, right? Good, bad, ugly. It really is just all energy. But what people fail to realize is that everything has to come into balance. So let's just say you put out some negative energy towards somebody that was really nice to you. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. And you just kind of treated it like it was nothing. 10 of Swords, betrayal. Justice in the reverse, like injustices, right? And a 6 of Wands, only to lose in the end against yourself or whatever version of yourself this is that is betraying somebody who's being nice to you. The 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Some of these people are going through what appears to be a shift of energy because the scales have to be balanced. There's a shifting of the energy. The more you ascend, number 9. Whoa, this got deep. Clarified number 9. I cannot make this up. Some of these people are stressed out because they cannot come towards you. The 10 of Wands, because of something that they did, ultimate betrayal. You know what's so funny? Spirit says most of what these people did to you, number 9, you don't even know about. Some of this stuff, you just know that something was done. You went within, you saw something, you saw the truth. You're like, okay, I know this person betrayed me, whatever it is. I have to see this from a different perspective. I have to forgive and move forward, because that forgiveness is really where you tap into your inner power. But really, it's forgiving yourself. Yeah, for not setting a boundary. Because with the Hermit and the Hangman, you're looking at yourself. Yeah, and let me tell you something. You got some people that were quite comfortable with you holding space for them, and not doing a damn thing. And this is where I feel like you just kind of changed your whole motion and how you're moving and setting your boundaries. 10 of Swords, yeah. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Some of these people are, what do you call it? Like spiritually blocked, okay? 10 of Pentacles is like, you know, and poverty. 9 of Swords, they're afraid of something because of something that they did. So something backfired. You know what I feel, number 9? I feel from you, I feel like the universe just always takes care of your enemies. When you stay in this energy and you set your boundary, the universe just takes care of you. Judgment. Some people are walking, breathing judgment. Some people have been here so many times that it's just a part of your, it's a part of your destiny to have righteous justice and judgment. So this is why people get so shifty-eyed, you know, when they're around you. They hold their heads down because they know that you're the wise one. You're the wise teacher. You've been here too many times. And you know what's so interesting about number 9s? I'll just put myself in this. We don't even walk around like, hey, you know, I'm a number 9. I've been here a whole bunch of times. It really is just kind of like an energy that you give off. Because as much as I talk here in the public eye, y'all, when I go out into the world, I speak to very few people and I say very little. Most of what I have is internal dialogue by way of the Hermit energy. Because I'm always processing information in a way that it's going to make sense to me so that I can allow it to benefit not just myself, but humanity. That's really how I think. For the greater good of the group. But you have some people that don't realize there is no I in team. So working together could come off like selfishness or hoarding resources, when it's like, wait a minute, there's enough. Number 9 is looking from a different perspective. Like, there's enough for everybody. Pipe it down, Tonto. Like, what the hell? I feel like I'm going over the spiritual court after this, y'all. I might have to do a reading on this. I might have to break this down. I might have to break this down. Because you have different personality types. And I feel like number 9, you understand all of it. You know, you have this reigning supreme energy. But again, number 9, you've been here a lot of times. Okay? For good reasons, you know, bad ones, indifferent ones, whatever this is. I feel like I'm talking to somebody that's reincarnated to be a shaman every time, though. You take on the most difficult bloodlines. You're born into the most difficult, like, families by way of curse breaking because you're sent from the divine. Ace of Cups. Knight of Wands. Spiritual contracts. Passionately in pursuit of divinity. The Knight of Wands is something that's passionately pursuing something. The Ace of Cups, which is divinity. It's like we're really serious about that. Like, that holds a lot of weight. Number 9s, come through, number 9. Come through, number 9. You're out of this world, quite literally. The High Priestess and the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Swords. You see the truth. You walk in the truth. You speak the truth. You are definitely high on the totem pole. You could make it quite uncomfortable for people who aren't ready to change. You might, just your presence. You know, again, it's not giving the energy of, I'm coming in and I'm judgment and I'm going to judge you. No, your ways, the way you move mirrors out justice and judgment. It's like people know how to talk to you. They also know how not to talk to you. But they still try with the Ten of Swords. They still tried it like fools. Betrayal. Six of Cups. Some of these people have addictions, personality disorders, jealousy, addictions, alcohol. You could have had some of the toughest spiritual assignments. You chose really, really hard bloodline contracts. It's like number 9. Let me tell you something. You went for the nitty to the gritty. When you were co-creating with Source or collaborating or, having a conversation about what your life was going to be like as you came back as the number 9. I just heard ethereal being, ethereal 9. You're not even from this planet. Why did I just hear ethereal 9? What does that mean, Spirit? Ether being 9. Ether beings. Oh, I just heard it so clear. And spiritual concepts like 9 ether being. Ether represents the highest spiritual essence or cosmic energy. And the number 9 symbolizes completion, infinity, and divine mastery. 9 ether beings is thus spiritual concepts of referring to an individual with the highest connection to divine consciousness, reflecting a state of spiritual enlightenment and completeness. This idea is found in Afrocentric spiritual thought, where it is associated with the cosmic essence and spiritual DNA of melanated people, and in some mystical traditions, the highest element. In many spiritual traditions, ether number 9 is considered the 5th element beyond the physical elements of earth, air, fire, and water. Whoa, so there's a 5th element. Ethereally, cosmic essence is the 5th element. That's like the spirit of God. There's earth, there's air, there's fire, and water. Then there's the highest element, the 5th element, which is basically the ethers, like cosmically. Whoa. So let's just translate that. Number 9s, this might be your last time spinning the block. This is your last time, number 9, spinning the block. You've been here too many times before. Yeah, you've been here too many times before. Ace of Cups and the High Priestess, you came to do it and it's done. When you started this journey as the number 9, whatever you're doing in life, it is already done. So if there was somebody trying to destiny swap, unalive you, this ain't the lifetime to come for number 9. This is not the time to come for number 9. This wasn't a lifetime for them to try to take you out. This wasn't it. Because whatever you came to do, you've already finished it. You're just skating now. You're just kind of sailing through. Judgment, High Priestess, Ace of Cups, fame, fortune, none of that interests you. What interests you is bringing this planet to some type of, sobriety when it comes to realizations that the divine is still on the throne and Source is the ultimate ascension. That is what we all should be ascending to at its highest level. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups also represents the emotions of humanity, the overflow of humanity. High Priestess, listen. Look at you coming through with the celebration. Yeah, it's like a final party. That's what's up. Number 9, I feel like this is your last time. Unless you want to come back. Unless you want to come back into this world. Okay? 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. You might just let this go. This might just be it. Maybe you'll live to 99. Maybe you'll live to 999. Whatever it is, you've been here a whole bunch of times and you know the way back home. You know the way home. You know the way to the stargates. Woo. You've been on my mind, oh sister. We're two of a kind, you're my sister. I'm keeping my eyes on you. You came back for your brothers and your sisters, for your Divine Soul Tribe family, to remind them, to help them remember. You are the code, a part of the matrix. You know how people try to figure out the code? Number 9, you are the code. You are definitely life cycle, as above, so below, up and down, here and there, the high priestess, all knowing, Ace of Cups. This is not the lifetime for anybody to betray you, because you literally had to go into hell. Life path number 9. These are some of the hardest spiritual contracts on the planet. These are the wounded ones, the wounded bloodlines. Look at the 7 of Wands in the reverse. Let's read it with spiritual eyes. Now that we've read it from a human standpoint, which represents you investing time and energy and not setting a boundary with people in the past, looking at this from a different perspective, you did exactly what you were supposed to do at the time that you were supposed to do it. So this is really what gives you peace in the now. Because really everything happened the way it was supposed to, even with the betrayals here. 10 of Swords, justice in the reverse. These are injustices being rendered on an earth angel energy. 9 of Pentacles energy. These are people that were close to you. This could be family, siblings. Too many betrayals to count. Too many. Like fools, they kept doing it. Now the tables have shifted, because you brought so much balance within yourself with the Hermit energy, Hangman. You're seeing through the eyes of Source. Look at that eye in that cup. I just heard they tried to make your third eye blind. For lack of better terms, they wanted to put you in the 9 of Swords. They came for your helmet of salvation, your breastplate of righteousness. You're a 9 ethereal being, though. You're not even, like, you have a 5th element, which is essence, God's essence. And you came to teach people lessons by way of love. Look at the 6 of Wands in the reverse. Every single last one of these betrayals jumped up to get beat down with the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, because this is the thing. When you come for hard bloodlines like this, when you come for difficult connections like this, that means that judgment is at play. There's something bigger by way of the elements, by way of the highest heaven, that is absolutely at play, no matter how the 3D paints it. Like it said in this card, reminding you, the astronaut, okay? Imagine that you are an astronaut floating in space. Let yourself be taken away and see the view of whatever the situation is from so high above that you imagine the curvature of Earth as it rotates in the middle of space. Imagine you on this planet from a bird's eye view, from a galactic view. Earth is so small. You can hold it in your hand. So that's how tiny these contracts are. You're simply a cosmic being passing through these earthly experiences. A lot of people in the past tried to betray you, but this was a part of the contract, because you were sent in so that they would awaken. Whoa. Whew. Pure love. Because with the Hangman and the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like not feeling bad that you weren't able to change these people. But something changed in you. And your change was absolutely something that was in divine timing. Your metamorphosis, your transformation, your awakening as your 9 life path was a part of divine timing. These contracts, these betrayals, this weight that you had on your back absolutely invoked in you an ancient God reminder to activate your God essence, your 5th element. You got earth, wind, fire, and water, and then you have the 5th element, which is the essence of God. You're literally walking with the Holy Spirit. I just heard it's not a popularity contest. It feels like that when you're around insecure people that really don't understand this High Priestess, Ace of Cups energy, judgment. It's like, it's not a popularity contest. It's just a mirror. It's just an example. It's Christ consciousness embodied in the physical world on a physical level. It's like Pictionary. These people needed an example of what this agape love, this universal love, this galactic love looks like. And you're that example, high vibrationally. Whoa. Something about not being depleted though. You know, getting your rest. 4 wands. The 4 wands represent celebrations. This could also represent your hermit energy, needing to rest, taking a vacation. Sometimes taking a vacation is just sitting down or laying down. I cannot make this up. You're coming up as the star. Whoo, I resonate. I'm really close to like crying, y'all. I don't know if you can hear it, but I like want to cry right now. I just feel like the confirmation, and it's tears of like, you know, it's just like I don't know where the tears would come from. I feel like because it's the truth, you know, channeling this energy. Life paths number 9s, chime in. Yeah, look, you're the Hierophant. Some of you are being called to stop playing. What are you doing? You scared? What happened? You got wounded in one of these contracts? What happened, life path number 9? You got the Hierophant, the High Priestess, Ace of Cups, and the Star, the Judgment. That's the highest ranking energy. But what people fail to realize with this number 9 energy, it's not a competition. They fail to realize that you were not exempt from any trials or tribulations. In fact, you have more to bear. This was your cross to bear. Look at the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. Oh my God. Holy, holy. Whew. 10 of Pentacles. You came to the cursed bloodlines, cursed lineages. You could have even been born into a cursed bloodline on both sides of your family. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. You came as a wrecking ball. You came as a matriarch. You said, let's clean this bloodline up. Justice in the reverse. You came to people who have bad karma. You are the grand finale. Number 9, you're the last number. You're the grand finale before judgment comes down and whoops the shit out of people. Quite literally. 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. It's like the universe saying, okay, we know narcissists don't believe in karma, but this shit got to be balanced out. You ain't got to believe in karma, but just know that there is definitely some galactic scales that will be balanced out. And if you did something to a chosen one and they're coming up balanced because they got to go about their path, then just know that whatever you did is going to be balanced out for them. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that if things are being balanced out for this chosen one, this number 9 person, then you're going to need to take a hit somewhere. Because how else are the scales going to get balanced? Somebody's got to take something off the top, the bottom, the middle, to make sure that it's balanced out. However we got to do it, the universe is like, yo, these scales, they're about to be balanced. And what y'all did was an injustice. So you got a lot of people that's really messed up right now, quite literally. These were cursed bloodlines. You had the hardest contracts. I always joke around and I say, had I known, had I awakened sooner than later, I probably would have dodged this destiny. Like, oh shit, remembering what I signed up for? I'm like, wait, what? I'm out of here. I gotta go do what? Humanity? What? I'm trying to keep my sanity? It's giving that kind of energy, right? That's the energy that it gives. So I really would have checked out, y'all. But I look at it now. It's like, wow. Okay. Some of y'all are on y'all's last life, y'all. You've been here a lot of times. And to watch the old souls spin the block is such an honor. Like, I watch a lot of children online, talented children, 14-year-old geniuses, inventors, a 7-year-old that can play the string guitar like B.B. King. And they asked him, little cute Asian boy, they said, how do you know how to play like that? He says, I just close my eyes and I think about B.B. King. I said, you basically channeling one of the ancestors. And when I say he plays his butt off, he plays his butt off. Then I seen a 6-year-old little girl do individual braids on another little girl. 6 years old, and she was just a braiding. I said, look at this old soul done spent the block. Then I saw another video of a young man. He had to have been about 8, and he was doing a taper fade as like a straight up barber, edging up the haircut and everything. I said, listen, stop telling these babies what they cannot do. These are ancient gods that are spinning the block. So to be here as a number 9, to see it come around full circle, yes, this is what makes me happy. This is what breaks up that melancholy energy, you know, that monotony, you know, like, oh, where's my soul tribe? Can I find some decent people to talk to? Because all it is a mess. Whoever these people are, whatever they were, whatever they got going on, it's a mess. But this is really what gives us peace, is when we start to see certain things balance out, you know, and then the media is really, really good for keeping us feeling like what we're doing is not a big deal. Are you always going to hear about good news? No. Sometimes there's weird energies, you know, being balanced out, but just know that the scales are real. The scales will get balanced for sure. Absolutely. The Ace of Pentacles, number 9. Something about the children. The Ace of Pentacles, the children being the gifts. So you could have been born to clear the path for these new supernatural gods that are coming in. Like the work that we do, it all adds up. Yeah, in increments, it adds up. If we do it all together, I cannot make this up. The children, Ace of Pentacles and the children. Page of Cups are the children, Ace of Pentacles. So this is children that are coming into the world. The Hierophant. Oh yeah, life path number 9. Whoa, I resonate. I definitely resonate. I definitely do. Ace of Wands. Wow. It's humbling. It humbles me. I feel a very, like what I feel from all my number 9s, including my own emotions and me tapping into the ethers of number 9. I feel this energy of humility for humanity. Ace of Pentacles, the Star, Ace of Wands, being an inspiration, the Hierophant, directly connected to everything. Here to connect everybody back to everything, which is source. Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, the balance of the divine feminine and masculine energy through the children. It's so exciting to be here, such as a time as this. In this now, it is exciting on a human level to see the world come to balance, even with the little weird stories that float throughout to try to affect our energy. You know, these negative stories that are put out into the media, or what people use to entertain. I read something the other day about entertainment. It says you got to be careful with entertainment because it can be detainment, because enter represents to enter. So you could be watching something trashy. Don't allow that to enter into your soul. It takes a very powerful being to watch from a bird's eye view, but still be a part of the game. you know, having an outer body experience, seeing yourself moving and navigating through life in a human way, but you're a supernatural being watching from a high level because you've ascended so many times. Like, it's given ascended master that decided to descend. Like, let me go back down here real quick and just help these people out. It's like sitting in a high place, seeing something from a high perspective, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and reincarnate. Yeah, give me all 13 of the cursed lineages. I'm gonna start there. Every single cursed lineage on this planet, gonna just sign me up for that. That was a part of your contract. That was your birthright. That's why you came in as a number 9. You said, yeah, give me all the dirt, all the grit. Give me the devils, the everything. Look at you. Cursed lineages. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. 10 of Swords in the reverse. Betrayal, slander, all kinds of weird stuff in people's bloodlines. 10 of Wands, stressed out. Just give me those ones. The ones with the mental illness. 9 of Swords. Give me those. This is what you said. As a master. As a master. Because remember, in order to be a number 9, okay, no matter what point of your evolution you are in your number 9-ness by way of your birth path, you had to have ascended to mastery more than enough times. It's like somebody spinning the block and they just master that life. And every life you a healer, this life you a shaman, this life, like you choose the same, like you like, I said what I said. My spirit keeps coming back and it's saying the same thing. I said what I said. I'm back in this thing again. Okay, hold up. Something's going on in the earth. I see we need to bring these gods into the earth. So let me go ahead and focus on this problem. Go ahead and send me into hell. Hell is like the ghetto, the bottom of the barrel. When I mean the ghetto, I mean the mindset. Cast it out. Poverty. Expectations of hatred. People wake up expecting that life will be bad. These people, the ones that are wounded, the ones that have been asleep for far too long, send me to those ones. That's how the 9 number path works. Send me into these ones, you know, they got mental illness. And what happened? The first thing they tried to do, you come talking about love and light, they found a sword and put it in your back. So you walked away with 10 swords and 10 wands on your back, but you never really lost anything. What you gained instead was perception by way of humanity. Okay, I see this is a little bit bigger than what I had anticipated. Let me go ahead and talk to the Most High God. You could have levitated to the heavens. Judgment. Okay, I'm going to need more power down here. They crazy down here. I know I said give me all 13 cursed lineages. You know, the ones with all these addictions attached to the bloodline. Whatever the case, you took on the dirtiest of work, number 9, because you have what it takes to get the job done. You are the Ace of Cups. That's overflow. That's inexhaustible water. Inexhaustible water represents inexhaustible memories. You are a reminder. You are judgment. Water holds memory. You came with an Ace of Cups filled with holy water, overflowing, mercy and goodness. It's inexhaustible. Knowledge is connected to source. Water also represents empath energy, being empathetic, sympathetic, feeling people. I feel like the hardest part was having to set those boundaries with people that you saw great potential. 7 of Wands in the reverse. You had to go within and said, okay, me not setting a boundary not only hurt me, but it hurt the assignment. It hurt the person that I was trying to help because they misunderstood that they were supposed to hold a space of love and light for themselves. And that's when you get people that want to latch on to you. So when you decide to move on with your life or your assignment is over, they turn around and they try to put a sword in your back. So now you got people in the 9 of Swords. You came to clean up the dirtiest of consciousness. But the Page of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, we got new gods spinning the block. Some of these people feel foolish for what they did. Could have been spell work, could have been anything, doesn't matter. All injustices for you, life path number 9, will continue to be balanced out. And these people know this. It's like the day has come, the time has come. Again, it's hard to convince a narcissist, you know, that karma is real. Let's see what the gods and the goddesses of the elements have to say. The Orisha, let's just see. Okay, we got Shango, which is fire. Fire is in your loins. That's your legs, okay? That's your hip area. Then you got Libran energy, sword energy, air energy, Aquarius energy, Gemini energy. So something about activating your throat chakra, number 9. Stretching, getting adequate rest. Yeah, because you have such a large like destiny, because it is so big, because you are being called to do something where you have to, and when I mean you have to, you're compelled to. It's like you can't not do it. You know, it's like you can't not be this humanitarian. No matter how long you hide away or try to disconnect, I feel like you always find a way to bring some type of divine plan into fruition. You're the hermit. So something about going within, okay? And the Three of Cups. Yeah. You're very, very protective of your energy, because I think right now, number 9, you know, with our ascensions, I feel like we're more interested in ascending in a way that we go amongst people where we are received in a healthy way, because we're receiving others in a healthy way. Like, I want to be in your healthiness with you, because you and your contracts, those are over. Yeah, this is about passionately being in pursuit. Son of Wands could also represent the bloodlines that you've tapped into by way of co-creating as well. Yeah, you are responsible for those as well. The Eight of Swords. It's like the ties that bind. It's the meat between two slices of bread. It's the children. Sun represents a child or a daughter. Okay, so number 9, you chose these lineages. Okay, yeah, you did. 4 of Wands. These are like ancient partnerships. Some of these lovers tried to kill you, take you out. Okay, so when you create a child, yeah, you've had this connection with these people for a long time. 6 of Cups is many lifetimes. So many. Too many to count. The Son of Wands is fighting forward. The 4 of Wands is masculine, feminine energy. You've taken on some very hard contracts. With the 8 of Swords, because when you co-create, you then take on somebody's bloodline, you know? So then you're required to master their curses in their bloodline, because you have a child that's a common denominator. I really wish people would understand sex, death, transformation, co-creation, creating a God, vibrations, the vibration that you're in when you're having intercourse, when the sperm hits the ovum, the spiritual contract that you take on, the biological aspects, the soul tie that you take on, and then you co-create a version based on the energy that was between two people, right? And then you have a child, and this absolutely is the tie that binds you. And I feel like, and also the people that your partner has been with is a contract as well, because now you're connected through being connected to a common denominator by way of energy. The person that's on the receiving or the extracting end of the energy in a sexual connection. It's no joke with this 9 energy. Okay, so you could have had a lot of lovers. 6 of Cups, you came to help them all. 8 of Swords, yeah, you had children. Son of Pentacles, something about a man-child, something about your son's bloodline. Okay, you could have come to set this bloodline free from some type of demonic oppression. Remember, you take on the hardest of contracts because you've been here so many times. You've mastered it. Look at you. 3 of Wands is like a journey. Okay? Yeah. You may have needed to release somebody. You may have needed to, some of y'all had to cut off your own karmic children. Okay? The Son of Swords, something like that. But the 3 of Wands is about journey, destiny, going the distance, doing all that you can until you can't do anything else. That's usually my clue that I got to go, especially when I've overextended, or if I see the bigger picture, I see somebody's destiny, I know what they're supposed to be, and they're not receptive to it. And even if I decide to pull back a little bit, because number 9s, we always go in assuming that people want our help. Sometimes they don't know that the Most High God sent us. It's a peculiar energy that they've never felt. So sometimes they get offended, they get jealous, they get mad, they get angry. They don't know why they're feeling what they're feeling, because they need to be delivered from something deeply rooted in their DNA that needs to be uprooted, and they just go after you, right? So I've learned how to move in those situations. At least I come off with a savior's complex, of which only person that can save you is yourself. it's best just to continue to walk in the example of divinity. And a lot of these people are like, nobody's that good. Nobody's doing that. It's like they don't even know how to receive the love. And this is when they start to realize, oh, you really are from somewhere else. It's like, yeah, let's just keep it pushing. And again, we're not out and about like, hey, look at me, I'm from somebody else. This has nothing to do with being arrogant. It just has something to do with being knowledgeable about who you are and awakening and standing in your authenticity and standing in your power unapologetically. Because even when you did not completely, totally realize who you were, number 9, they were still mad. But now that you know who you are, the wheel of fortune, the wheel is turning in your favor. Some of these people tried to destiny swap with you. They couldn't walk a day in your number 9 shoes. It's like you ain't even been here enough lifetimes to put your raggedy karmic feet in these shoes. Oh, okay. You got the wheel of fortune. Yeah. They see your wheel of fortune. They see your 10 of pentacles. They see your 10 of cups. They see you out here. Look, this is your 5th element, the universe. They see you out here mastering the art of energy, elements, consciousness. Yeah. And the earth. Grounded. Goddess of Pentacles. Goddess of Pentacles, they understand great responsibility. They know that to whom much is given, much is required. But the Goddess of Pentacles is generous. You hear the bird? That bird said, oh, that is so funny. Clarify what's going on, Holy Spirit. For number 9s, yeah, the 2 of Wands, the show must go on. So you could have had to struggle with what you might have needed to leave behind. But the 3 of Wands and the 2 of Wands in the universe and a Wheel of Fortune is like awakening to your destiny, answering the call. There could be number 9s that you're realizing that, yeah, you gotta listen. I can't make this up. It's like a pulling feeling. It's like something you can't get away from. When you really tap into that destiny energy, that Wheel of Fortune energy, it's something that won't stop pulling at you. It won't stop nagging. It's what wakes you up in the middle of the night. It's what wakes you up. It's what, you feel like, I know there's something I'm supposed to do. You're still awakening. And remember, with all these swords, you had a lot of people that did not want you to awaken. That 8 of Swords also could be, like I said, something about the ties that bind. Something about the bloodline. Yeah, the daughters and the sons. There's the Daughter of Swords. Okay? And there's the God of Pentacles. You came to awaken dead lineages to their royal lineage. Some of these people were some of these people were born asleep, but they stayed asleep. So they stayed in some type of bound energy, but it was all self-imposed. These are the contracts that you encounter. They are the hardest contracts in the world. Because again, you got people that refuse to see life from the eyes of the divine, from source. That's really what you've come to show. Hey, look at this. To see all sides. The Hangman in the reverse is stubborn, stiff-necked people, hard-headed. Staying bound, and they don't know how to get out. And even if you show them, if it doesn't appear or show up the way that they want it to show up, they reject it. You don't look like what they feel you should look like, or maybe you don't sound like. A lot of these people made excuses for why they couldn't answer the call when it came to these contracts. They made a lot of excuses. That's what I just heard. The Sun. Something about your light. Something about your light. Something about you being enlightened. You have the keys to consciousness. You have your antennas out and you're picking up on the truth. You may have needed to learn how to navigate through staticky messages. Because remember, when you co-create or you lay down with somebody, sometimes Those thoughts don't even belong to you. That could be the thoughts of somebody else. You downloaded somebody into your soul when you had sex with them. You downloaded them into your program. And then when we realize what has happened, that's when we're like, oh my God, I got to break this soul tie. Yeah, because it starts to affect how you see things. But you had to learn how to navigate, alchemize through that energy, that sexual energy, exchange of energy. You know, even when you touch somebody, you're exchanging energy. Ace of Swords. You have to navigate. You have to learn how to see the truth in spite of. That's a supernatural power. You're being called to do something great. That's what I just heard. You're coming up as the Empress. I'm telling you, something about pregnancy, something about giving birth. Notice the way she's holding her womb. You had to alchemize somebody's bloodline in your womb. It's a contract that you signed up for, and it almost took you out. 10 of Swords. Whew. 6 of Swords, and you healed. But had you not had this 10 of Swords that you signed up for, lead you to the 6 of Swords, there's no way that you could have awakened to the fact that you are tapped into a fifth element. Sometimes we don't know that we're healers until we get, you know, into these near-death experiences, or, you know, somebody does magic over you, or death magic. That's really what awakens the ancient God. You can't kill the spirit. The physical body might go through some things, but when the spirit supersedes the body, that's when you in that number 9 ether vein energy. That's when you command the body to do what it's supposed to do, and your body is not being tossed to and fro, picking up on everybody's signal by way of illusions and projections. Your body, your spirit is tapped into the Ace of Swords. Your body is tapped into the truth. Ethereal beings. Whew. Number 9. What a joy to channel this energy. I'm excited. I want to meet some more number 9s. Like, I'm just about to start to go, like, as a number 9, I'm going on a pursuit to meet other number 9s. I feel like if this is going to be the last go, might as well, because I'm like, look, I need some number 9s. I need some number 9s. It's going to be like, yep, I already know. Don't, yeah, I know. We just have a whole conversation going, yeah, I know. It's okay. Yeah, we could just sit there quietly and telepathically communicate our emotions, because number 9s need other number 9s, man. I love that, because everybody needs a number 9. Number 9 is the goal, you know. Again, it's not a flex of the muscle like, yeah, I'm a number 9. Like, nah, I'm a number doggone 9. That shit was hard. Ooh, that shit was real hard. And you like, well, how many times you been here? You like, what day is it? You lose counts. How many days? Listen, you better pay attention. That's what I just heard. You are the humanitarians. You are the teachers. You are the leaders. Take your spot, you know, unapologetically. I don't need to tell you that. You know, remember to emotionally balance out so that you're not depleted, because you do pick up on everything all the time. I'm learning how to put a sponge in the way to just absorb anything that I don't need. I'm learning how to put up porous screens, you know, porous walls that will absorb what no longer needs to go with me. But at the same time, that astronaut energy is absolutely, I feel like, confirmation. If you're a number 9 that you know, chime in. Drop an alien down below with your big-headed number 9 ethereal self. I love you, number 9s. This was so much fun. I celebrate you. I love you. I really had a good time doing all the numbers. I'm going to come back. I think we're going to go a little bit deeper into numerology. I'm going to start back at 1, you know, and go a little bit deeper. And really just kind of pick up on the energy of where we are now. So we know what has happened. You know, even if you don't know what has happened, you can feel what has happened. Even if you don't know the details, you can feel it. The body holds memory. The water in your body holds memory. You will remember based on an energetic nudge, right? These are your deja vus. These are your, wait a minute, I feel like I did this before. I feel like you know, yeah, because you kind of dreamed it out first. You kind of put it into consciousness, and then you showed up to follow through, but it's already completed. It's already finished. Okay. So you've already chosen your exit strategy, your exit date. And you know, this is really what takes a lot of weight off of people, is to know that some things are predestined, but nothing is really the cause of anything, right? It's just what it is. It's like it is. It's ashe. But in the now, that is your eternal connection right now, here and now. So yeah, I went a little bit longer for number nines. I feel like because number seven's got two videos. Okay, now I gotta come back and double up for number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, listen, I gotta come back. Okay, I feel like I needed to throw a little party for my number nines in honor of me being a number nine. You know, I love y'all. Okay, I do. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to click the notifications button. Give this video a thumbs up, like, love, share. Join me on the other platforms if you haven't already. If you just want to meet me here, I'm okay with that. I love it here. I love y'all so much. I'll see you soon. Peace be with you.